If you say tortelli in Lucca, they'll look at you like you just insulted their grandmother. It's tordelli. Tordelli, with a D. This is Lucca's signature stuffed pasta. Big, generous half-moons filled with a rich meat ragu, then dressed in the simplest meat sauce you've ever seen. It's rustic, it's hearty, and it's something most people outside Tuscany have never even heard of. Today, for 4 servings, you need fresh egg pasta dough, 3 cups of flour and 4 eggs. For the filling, half a pound of ground beef, half a pound of ground pork, 1 thick slice of mortadella chopped fine, 2 ounces of grated Parmigiano Reggiano, a handful of fresh bread soaked in broth and squeezed dry, 1 egg, fresh nutmeg, salt and pepper. For the sauce, a simple ragu, olive oil, 1 small onion diced, half a pound of ground beef, a splash of red wine, crushed tomatoes and fresh basil. Step 1. The filling. Brown the beef and pork together in a pan with a drizzle of olive oil. Season with salt, pepper, and a grating of nutmeg. Let it cool, then chop it finer with a knife. In Lucca, they like a rustic texture, not a paste. Mix in the chopped mortadella, the soaked bread, the Parmigiano, and the egg. That mortadella is the secret. It gives the filling a subtle sweetness you can't quite identify, but you'd miss if it weren't there. Step 2. Roll your pasta thin but not too thin. Tordelli are generous. They need some structure. Cut circles about 4 inches across. Place a good tablespoon of filling on each circle, fold in half, and press the edges firmly with a fork. Those fork marks aren't just decorative, they seal the pasta shut. Step 3. The sauce. Soften the onion in olive oil, add the ground beef. Let it brown. Splash in red wine. Let it evaporate. Add crushed tomatoes and a few basil leaves. Simmer on low for 30 minutes. Nothing complicated. The sauce is just there to dress the tordelli, not compete with them. Step 4. Boil the tordelli in salted water for. Tordelli are ancient. They appear in Lucchese documents going back to the Renaissance, always spelled with a D. The name likely comes from the word torta, meaning a filled pie or cake. Over the centuries, every family in Lucca developed their own filling. Some add chard, some add sausage, some insist on veal. But the mortadella in the filling? That's the real Lucchese signature. There's even a local saying, senza mortadellas. Non sono tordelli. Lucca sits in a wide valley in northern Tuscany, surrounded by Renaissance walls that are still perfectly intact. You can walk or bike the full circle on top of them. The city has always been independent-minded, with its own cuisine distinct from Florence or Siena. The local pork tradition is strong. Lucca's connection to mortadella and cured meats goes back centuries. The bread in the filling reflects another Lucchese staple, pane toscano, the famous unsalted Tuscan bread. Tordelli with meat ragu calls for a medium-bodied Tuscan red. My first pick? A Colline Lucchese Rosso, a local dock wine made mostly from Sangiovese, grown right in the hills around Lucca. Usually $12 to $20 and incredibly food-friendly. For something more structured, go with a Rosso di Montepulciano. Same Sangiovese grape, but with more depth and cherry notes. Or try a Morellino di Scansano from the Maremma coast. Juicy, approachable, and perfect with rich meat pasta. That's Tordelli Lucchesi, Lucca's pride, Tuscany's best-kept secret, stuffed with meat and mortadella, dressed in simple ragu and spelled with a D. Try them at home, tag Capisce cooking, and tell me your nonna's version, because in Lucca, every family has one. Capisce? Grazie. Ciao.